Today we're diving deep into the current state of Project Motor Racing, PMR for short, one of the most talked about sim racing releases in memory. Is it a new kingpin of sim racing or a lesson in what not to do at launch? Project Motor Racing is a brand new racing simulator from Straight Force Studios, formerly Slightly Mad Studios, positioning itself as a true spiritual successor to classics like GTR, Project Cars, and Project Cars 2. Built with a custom physics engine and designed around realism and motorsport authenticity, it launched on November 25th on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S with over 70 plus cars and 28 real-world tracks, full mod support, and an ambitious career mode. But at launch, things didn't go quite as planned. Reviews are very mixed with both critics and users. On Steam, the game's overall rating still sits mostly at negative, with recent reviews still mixed. Many players call the sim unfinished or just like an overpriced beta. But I do want to praise it for its ambition and simulation goals, but I also want to point out that in its current state, the game just feels rough around the edges and incomplete. Now, when it comes to the AI, it still continues to struggle with simple tasks like getting through turn 1 at Monza, and pretty much every turn, if there are cars behind you, they will have a tendency to dive bomb. But then again, thinking about that, human players do that as well, right? In other cases, especially endurance races, cars will have a tendency to just stop mid-race in the middle of the track, or even run out of fuel. Since its launch, Project Motor Racing has released multiple updates from version 1.5.0.0 all the way up to today's version 1.5.0.5 that makes improvements to AI, penalty systems, online stability, radar and track awareness, force feedback, and graphics. Some sim racers are cautiously optimistic, saying that recent patches have helped and there's real potential here, but others think the game is still too broken and should not have been released at full price. And I would have to say, I feel the same way. I feel like they owe us quite a few freebies. There are even reports of layoffs at Straight Force Studios reported after the difficult launch, though the remaining team does plan to continue working on fixes and improvements. So what's the verdict? Project Motor Racing might be a little rough at launch, but the foundation is there. If we're patient and we love sims already, right? It could be worth watching and eventually racing as updates roll in. But if you're looking for a polished sim racer right now, this definitely isn't it. Not yet, anyway. I hope you guys found this video interesting and informative. If you did, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. But before we roll out, we're going to jump into some actual gameplay just to see the new mechanics from the new update and how the AI responds.
The car models are beautiful. The tracks are beautiful. The ones, you know, even though they're not named their true identity, their true name. But the main issue is the force feedback and the responsiveness. In my opinion, I'm having issues with trying to get how do I say, I can't feel the load when turning. I can't feel the rear end of the car slide out. It's just too, no matter what I do, I know each car has its own setting as far as force feedback when you go into the car setup and tire and chassis setup. But I've been struggling with it. I cannot get it to respond. Like, it's a lot better than when I initially started up the title and we loaded it up at launch, you know. But right now, it's just, I don't know. They've got a lot of work to do. In my opinion, guys, the company owes us some free stuff. If you purchase this and this is what you got, Come on, you owe us some free stuff. You owe us a ton of free something. Something. It is so incomplete, but let's go ahead and try to figure out what the AI is like.
Good luck, mate. You can do it.
Right now. Starting in the back. Like I said, the game looks phenomenal. Here we go. Okay. Now I have the AI set to 100. Now see what they do here, especially in turn 1 Mazda. You know how this works out. Okay. Okay, what are you guys doing over here? One car off. Okay, they're pretty slow so far. Yeah, that's pretty slow. Okay, got somebody off. Jeez. Stopping to say hi? I can't feel too much resistance there. Have to turn it up. Yeah, weight transfer is almost non-existent. But we're gonna figure it out. But, oh wow. One thing about Project Motor Racing, though, I have to give it a thumbs up for not being as bad as Rensport. Rensport is dead in the water. I'm sorry. I tried that title again, and I just said, why? Wasted funds. At least Project Motor Racing has some type of hope. See, it's like when I turn, the wheel is like this, I don't know. And I can't really hold the wheel with one hand or it'll just go crazy. Don't you hit me, dirty rat. Turned in on me. Now, I understand that now the damage is looking a lot better as well. But some say it's a little overdone. See, I can't feel anything here. I'm just pretty much eyeballing it. The AI is a lot better. So I'm still having issues with that as well. And just this title, little hiccups like that. Car over there? They're still really slow though. AI set to 100. This is slow. Look at that damage. That light's gone. Whoa. Okay. Braking point is kind of different here. The brakes are warm. Nothing. I can't feel or hear the rear tires. Track limits has been updated as well, because I remember you could take 2 tires off track and track warning, track limit warning. Look at that. I can't let go of the wheel. Come on. It's just, look. I shouldn't be able to do this at a high rate of speed. I shouldn't be able to do that. Let's go into the vehicle setup. That's another issue. They still don't have the implementation of triple monitor support, which is ridiculous. That's unbelievable. Like, I wish I could show you guys what I'm doing on screen, but if I have a triple monitor setup, or if you have a triple monitor setup and are racing this title, all of your information is sitting over here. If you can see it, look in my, yeah. It's sitting over here, right? All the way over to the right is where the settings are for the vehicle. Nothing's in the middle. So I'm back and forth. It's ridiculous. So we got strength, rack feel. Rack feel, I guess, is when that should be load under turning, right? Feeling the weight transfer, but I can't go higher than 1.02. Let's see, EQ low, that should be the similar, right? Let's take that to 1. That was set to 0.7. Let's take that to low, 1.0. I want to change, should we change friction? Friction, no, it should stay 0 from what I'm hearing. EQ, I don't know. Let's take strength up a little bit too, to 1.12. Save that setup. And back over here, then go back over here to hit skip, and then we're racing. Let's see what it feels like now. I gotta give it its props for its look. Go ahead. That feels a little better. Had to take the strength up a little bit. See how it feels here in the chicane. Feel a little more weight there. I know one thing, the AI is all over the place. Jeez, what's going on up here? I bet you're coming back across. Oh, please stop. Improved AI. Jesus.